Welcome back, everyone. We are here for our Southeast Tennessee Football Media Day on Mix 1041, also MixTV.tv, ESPN Cleveland 1013, and we are at Lifecare Centers of America. Big thank you to them. And, of course, Wholesale Supply Group, who supply our football coverage. Well, right now, it's a longtime friend of ours, Ted Gatewood. Ted is the head coach of Red Bank. And Ted, Coach Gatewood, how are you, buddy?
Doing well. Thank you very much. We're glad to have. We're so happy to be here.
Well, thank you so much for coming. And in a few minutes, we'll have you introduce your players. But first of all, just give us a general overview of Red Bank this football season.
Well, we returned quite a few linemen this year, which is kind of unusual for us in the last 2 or 3 years. But we returned a majority of our offensive and defensive line. We return a stable of running backs, which is that's been good for us this off season. One of the biggest things is building depth, depth on the perimeter of our offense. But in addition to that, building some depth on the second level of defense, especially due to the depletion of the linebacking core of some graduating seniors and some secondary young men that we lost last year that added a lot of experience. But we were fortunate enough during last season to really gain valuable experience at those two levels and on our perimeter. So we've got some young men that understand what our objectives are defensively and offensively. And so that's made it, made an easier transition, so to speak. Now, they need more Friday Night Lights, but at the same time, they've really progressed in the off season. So we're really pleased where we're at right now.
Coach, if you will, why don't you introduce the players you brought with you?
Absolutely. This year we brought with us seniors, 2 senior young men. Micah Hardaway is a defensive tackle and a guard on offense. He's a 3-year starter for us. And then next to him is Josiah Featherstone, who is our running back and plays a lot of our nickel back on defense. Josiah, in about 8 games last year, unfortunately due to an injury, he eclipsed over almost 950 yards on the season. So he had a really good season last year. So we're looking to pick it up going forward this year with him also.
You've got such a great heritage, coaches, at Red Bank. So from a offensive standpoint, what are we looking at this year?
Well, one of the things about it is we're really proud to have our offensive line in pretty good tact. And you've got running backs. Last year we had a unique scenario. We went through 5 quarterbacks in one season. So, it's just one of those things. It was one of the most freakish things you can deal with. But with that problem, we developed some depth in that area. So there's 2 or 3 kids that we have right now, definitely 2 kids that we feel good with behind the center that can help us. So, we're going to be, primarily we'll be 11 personnel, which was, and then we'll be 10 personnel, which is 1 back and no tight end. Then 1 tight end, then we'll be some 12 personnel. So, but that's primarily what we're going to hang our hat on the offensive side. Defensively, we're going to be a 4-3. What we've been in the past, with the exit of our defensive coordinator from last year, Brian Satterfield is now our defensive coordinator. He's been in the system and run this defense. He's run this defense for probably the last 8 years and been a part of it. So he understands the in and outs of it and what's necessary to be effective in this defense.
All right, I'll go to members of the media for any questions they may have. Of Josh Rogers, ESPN Cleveland.
Thank you so much. Coach, last year, big season, 8-4 on the year. I think that in all standards, that's a great season for everybody. Looking at your wins last year, your defense only allowed 6 points, 6 points, 7 points, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 shutouts, it looks like last year. Yeah. Talk about your defense from last year, but also going forward to this year. What's going to stay the same? What's going to be different? And how do you guys keep that strength going from last year?
Well, our philosophy is, and mine along with every coach that's been there prior to me, even back to Coach Weathers' Tom Weathers, when he was head coach there, we're going to play defense. And we're going to play defense, and we're going to play sound, fundamental defense, but we're going to play to where we're active. We're very active, and our kids understand the importance of playing an active defense. And so that's something we're going to hang our hat on year in and year out.
Questions, if you don't mind, for Micah and Josiah. This year, you guys, I believe you guys have 6 home games this year. What does that mean to you to be able to only have to go on the road 4 times this year, but to be able to play at home against in front of all of your fans, all of the student body throughout the entire year?
Micah Hardaway here, and personally, I love it because I'd much rather play home than away, just because it's cooler to be around your own crowd. I do love a little animosity from other teams on those away games. It's fueling, it's fun, but it's nice if my family ain't got to do a lot of travel this year.
Josiah Featherstone here, and honestly, I love our program and every student that comes out and shows their support for us. So their environment helps me boost my confidence on the field and off.
I think last year, Josiah, you had almost 950 yards. And I know you had a few injuries, but you were looking at close to probably 1,200 yard season if you would have stayed healthy throughout the year. Are we going to see that again this year from you?
Yes, sir.
I know that you guys like to run the ball down there at Red Bank a good bit, so I look forward to being able to see that from you guys. You guys have Tyner first this year. Looking forward to that game. I guess it's next week, next Friday. What can you guys tell us about your not having to get into your game plan and everything, but getting geared up for that game next week?
Well, throughout the summer, we've been preparing for the first game. With we have a lot of team O versus team D and stuff like that, and we get good looks from our scout team, and that's very important. I think for all championship winning teams, they all have great scout teams. They have backup guys that are willing to put some blood, sweat, and tears too to get those guys ready for those games. And I can say confidently that we got some guys that they care enough about us to give their all, even if they ain't gonna start on Fridays. And we got some talent from some other schools, got some transfers coming in, Marquis Crutcher. We got a nice, good coach, Coach Davis. I love him. We love him, all of them. And they're going to bring something special to this team, and I'm just looking forward to showing it on week 1, game 1 against Tyner.
I think that against Tyner, I feel like it's going to bring more field because they're going to be wanting to get their get back, and that's what drives us to want to do better in that game. And so I think we're going to come out hard, fast, and explosive.
So, going to help you guys out here a little bit, okay? Going to try and get you some more snaps, all right? Coach Gatewood is legendary coach. What is it like playing under Coach Gatewood? What are some things you love about playing for Coach?
Well, me as an offensive lineman, where he specializes coaching the most, I love a coach like Coach Gatewood because he's hard on you. He gonna switch you if you do something wrong, but he's not going to switch you in a bad way. He's going to coach you up, make sure you're doing good. And it's an overall great environment. Since my freshman year, Coach Gay was the offensive line coach before he was the head coach my freshman year, and that was a good environment being under him. Then we switched to Coach Ussery. And I could just say as an offensive lineman, it's good to be under a guy like Coach Gatewood. He's a good guy.
I love Coach Gatewood. When I came here last year, he was all welcome arms, loving, caring. Everything I could want in a head coach.
Coach, I know that you got a lot of seniors. You got a lot of players that play under you. Not just talking about these guys here, but all your players. What is something that you want to let the media, let everyone around here know about your players and your players at Red Bank?
Well, we just feel our philosophy and our number one philosophy is what can we do to help these young men when they leave the program? When they go out into the real world, how can we prepare them? What can we do best to prepare them for what they're going to see? We talk to them a lot about different things, little things. Well, you hear the coach speak and everything, but we care more about where they're going to end up when they leave us than and us preparing them for when they go out into that journey and the process and into adulthood and being a young man out in the real world where it's not a kind place. And so our main objective more than anything else is what can we do to help them in that process? Because, we talk all the time with our kids. The music in sports is going to stop one day. Music's going to stop. You may not have a decision in that. You may not be able to make that decision. So when that music in sports stops, what do you have to rely on to go forward? And so I think that's one of the biggest things that we try to talk about with our kids is, hey, what can we do to prepare you when you leave us? If you can get an opportunity to get a grant and go to scholarship, yes. I had 4 or 5 this summer leave. I said, the only piece of advice I'm going to give you is don't come home. Don't come home. And that's not negative against anybody in Chattanooga or family or anything like that. But when you leave, you need to learn how to survive and be out in that world and how to do those things. And if you do that, coming home is going to be easy later on down the line. But learn to deal with it and how to be outside.
Okay.
Final question that I got for you guys. 8-4 last year on the season, and I know you guys had a big win there against DeKalb County in the TWSAA playoffs. Then went to Macon County, and I mean, really, the score kind of 28-7, I believe. The score might not show it, but that game was really played and fought really hard by your guys, and I think that game really was a lot closer than what the scoreboard led on. Looking forward to this year, you've got Tyner, Ray, East Ridge, and obviously all of your internal games, right? Saudi, Sequoia, and then you guys come back up here. You come back up here to play Bradley as well. Looking through this schedule, it looks like it's a very favorable schedule for you guys, especially with the team that you guys have been building over the past 2, 3, 4 years. What can you tell us about not, I know you don't want to set expectations, but you guys probably have those, right? I mean, and for you guys too, what are those expectations? What's that lookout on this season?
Coach Gatewood, like you said, that's philosophy. He'll tell us all the time at practice that winning is important, but it's also about becoming a better man in life. But we do hold a very strict code on our pride as people going to Red Bank. Like, the name Red Bank means something to people who have been at Red Bank. And this team, we hold ourselves to a very high standard. Like, the amount of film study and the things that people do, like the way that my teammates care for each other, that's very highly pushed. They push the chemistry that we have between each other. They don't want us to break it down on family unless we mean it. Family got to be loud and proud. It's a very good philosophy that I agree with, and that's why I've loved Red Bank for 4 years.
Josiah?
This upcoming season, I feel like the way that we came together as a family this summer, we spent time together outside of football. It's like sometimes we won't even talk about football. We just talk about other stuff, and then us coming together as a family, that brought us more closer, and we can trust each other more. And I feel like this season is going to be a very good season.
Well, in regards to the schedule, I mean, we set out 2 years ago when we created the schedule to play. We wanted to play quality caliber opponents. Historically, every team we've added outside of our region have been historically great programs. I mean, if you add to it, Tyner coming off a state championship run and win. You got Ray County, historically always, Red Bank Ray County games have always been great football games all the way back, if it goes back as far as you want to go. Cleveland Red Bank, Bradley Red Bank. Those type games we feel like prepare us for where we're trying to get. And we're trying to get into the playoffs. And so that's the objective behind playing caliber programs that we want to play with. And every one of those programs are well coached, and every one of those programs operate with class. And so that's who you want to align yourself with. That's who you want to measure yourself against, is those type teams that do it the right way. And so we that's one of the things that we wanted to build on with our schedule.
Coach, thank you so much. Josiah, Micah, thank you guys. Good luck on your season this year.
All right, thank you very much. We are again coming to you from Lifecare Centers of America. And if you guys want to go in front of the ESPN banner over there, they want to get a picture. And don't forget, a full wrap-up will be of our media day today. Will be on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 The Drive this afternoon with Josh Rogers and Andy Morris. They'll have a wrap-up of our proceedings here presented by Hardee's. All right, we're going to bring Ray County up right now. We have the Ray County Golden Eagles. Come on up, John. That's fine. And we're going to get in position here as we switch over and get Ray County coming on up here. Coach Harvey and his guys. Yeah, if you guys want to have a seat over here. And again, we appreciate our friends at Lifecare Centers of America for hosting us. And so many great people here and a part of the community. So, Coach, I'll tell you what, if you'll introduce yourself and then who you have with you, and we'll get started.
Yeah, sure. I'm Taylor Harvey, the head football coach at Ray County High School. It's my first year here. I brought our quarterback, Caleb Carr, senior, and then our wide receiver, DB, Keyshawn Smith, senior as well, and then our defensive coordinator, Brandon Ashby.
Well, Coach Harvey, you say your first year. I believe you were here local before this, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where we at Walker Valley, I believe?
Walker Valley the last 5 seasons. Yes,
Okay. Well, Coach Harvey, and I'm just going to ask a general question, then we'll turn things over to our media representatives. But just give us an overall preview of Ray County, such a wonderful history, the Ray County Golden Eagles.
Yes, a huge tradition, right? Ray County's historically always made deep playoff runs. Always got top-notch facilities. We listen to a lot of the coaches talk on the way over. They're all excited about turf and all that stuff coming to Hamilton County. Ray County's had that stuff. We're the only program in the area that's got, an indoor facility. So, they take a lot of pride in the stuff we have. They take a lot of pride in, deep playoff runs. So, excited to get started with these guys, excited to build our own brand, our own culture here, and, just see what we can do in these next 10, 12 weeks. That'd be big.
All right, I want to turn things over to the media, guys.
Coach, our station, the Eagle, has carried y'all's games for many years now, and we've seen, and you said, deep playoff runs and sometimes not as deep. How do you compare this year's team to, say, the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, so, we're going to look a lot different than the last couple years. I don't know what that means as far as success rate, but historically, with previous staffs, they've been wing T for the last, 10, 11 years. So we're going to rely on this guy to my right a lot on, executing our offense. He's going to be, the quarterback, the guy we lean on. He's taking snaps in the spread now. We're still going to be run focused. We're still going to, try to lean on what Ray County's always been known for, and heavy run game and kind of win in the trenches. We got a lot of strong kids. Man, this is the strongest team I've ever been around from, Walker Valley or even back at Sequatchie County. We have a lot of really good, strong linemen, so we're going to try to use that to advantage. But, like Keyshawn, these guys, they can play on the outside as well. So we're going to try to get the ball in space and feature our athletes a little more than they have in the past, and hopefully it leads to a lot of success like they're used to. Yeah,
you talk about transitioning off of the wing team, which we've listened to and watched over the past several years. I think the community, from what I can hear, is really looking forward to opening it up a little bit more. I know Caleb is capable. I've seen and I've heard him, what he's done so far, and I think he's probably that. So as far as opening it up, what do you think you're going to see as far as passing versus running? What percentages?
Yeah, so selfishly, I was an offensive lineman in high school, so I still want to see if we can lean on people. A defensive guy, Coach Ashby coming with me from Walker Valley, defensive-minded staff for the most part. We're going to try to still shorten the game as much as we can, try to get games into the fourth quarter because, even, historically Ray County's never just out-athleted people. They've always kind of had those bruisers and those hard-to-bring-down guys. But I do, I think a lot of Caleb's, if you ask me who's progressed more than any kid on our roster since I've got here, it's absolutely Caleb Carr. That kid is he's grown like crazy. He's taking grasp of the offense. He knows, now we're to the point of being able to signal everything, and he's getting kids lined up, and he's making corrections on stuff I'm doing. He's calling plays now. So it's exciting, man. It feels like we've been together for a long time, but it's only been a few months, so there's going to be hiccups. But, beyond excited to kind of put our footprint on Ray County football.
So offense going to be operating under center or shotgun, or what's your combination there?
We'll be shotgun most of the time. We've joked about starting off in the wing tee to just keep it historically, the way it's been. But no, we'll be shotgun most of the season for sure.
Okay, all right. I know the community is excited. They're looking forward to some changes, and so good luck on the season.
Thanks, sir.
Coach Josh Rogers, ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Maybe you guys could start in the wing tee, then motion out of it and into spread. I think that would be pretty good. Obviously, last year you guys, coaching staff, came from Walker Valley. Big season last year for you guys there, and then leaving to go and take over Ray County football. 5-6 last year on the season for Ray County. What can you take from your past 5 years there at Walker Valley, and also I think Sequatchie County as well, where you were before, and it kind of instill into Ray County football, an historic program, to say it
For
least.
sure. Huge blessing for that to be my first job. First off, the resources, the fan base, the community, it's unbelievable. But to answer your question, I got to Walker Valley with Coach Akins, who you guys spoke with earlier. We had a lot of year one problems. We had numbers issues. We had kind of broken relationships with the community, and it's similar issues at Ray County. Football is life over there. It really is Friday Night Lights, and there's a lot of expectations, which is exciting. That's intriguing of why I pursued the job. But there are some stuff we got to work through as a program. But we're trying to build the culture the right way. We're trying to grow numbers. We're trying to get in the community. Our first fundraiser was doing stuff out in the community, getting these guys seen. There was a lot of good turnout for that. We had a lot of money raised. We had a lot of community support. Our season tickets are, as high as they've ever been. But we're kind of still getting to put our stamp on stuff. We're going to try to start getting towards, streaming games and all that good stuff for different fan bases. But just beyond excited, excited to get these guys out and try to build those relationships in the community and fix a lot of the year one stuff.
Guys, first year under a new head coach for you guys, and really kind of a whole new coaching staff as well. What does it mean to you guys having a new head coach and also playing for Coach Harvey?
So we run the wing tee the last 3 years I've been in high school. It's all I've really ever known, but I've always wanted to run the shotgun, throw the ball a little bit more, and I'm really excited to get the opportunity to do that now, and I'm ready to showcase my talents.
Like Caleb said, we've been doing wing tee for a while, and I'm really excited to throw the ball so I can make plays and help out and stuff.
Looking forward to this season, Coach. You guys start out with Saudi Daisy, first game of the season. What can you tell about your program? What you guys kind of been working on this year? Not to get into game plan and game planning stuff, but looking forward to that first game. I know that's always kind of the first game that's circled on the calendar.
Oh, for sure. We're talking on the way over here. How do you guys feel about next week? Getting through the preseason and stuff. We got our own issues just like everybody else, but these guys are excited, man, to get started. I'm excited to get started. All the nerves will settle once we kick off and finally get that first snap under our belt on both sides of the ball. Saudi is going to be a good program. They're going to be well coached. They got new turf. Everything's exciting on their end as well. First year coach as well. So we got our hands full with them. But I think our kids will respond. I think they're excited. They're ready to work. They come to work every day. They're getting sick of hitting each other in practice, man. They're ready to start game planning for somebody. So.
Coach Harvey, you stated earlier, and this question's for your players. Coach Harvey stated earlier that Ray County really is like Friday Night Lights. I mean, it really is like the movie or the TV show. What does it mean for you guys to play for Ray County football?
To me, it's like that thing everybody's talking about in school all week. Who you got? You think you can win? Even the kids that don't even play football always come up and ask me, think you can take the matchup? And it's just a really special atmosphere to me. I always enjoy Friday nights, and it feels so real out there.
I really like Friday nights and stuff like that because kids, like what he said, they'll walk up and ask us, like, are we going to beat them? And sometimes they talk trash to us. And I really like to, like, prove them wrong and stuff like that.
I know Coach Harvey, a big football guy, but he's also a big classroom guy. What is the things that he's really kind of impressed, and the new coaching staff's impressed on you guys about being a good community leader, being good in the classroom, being a leader in school as well?
Yeah, so, this is kind of leaning more towards Coach Ashby, and you take stuff from every staff, every coach you've ever worked for, so I'll let him kind of touch on this, but, Coach Akins at Walker does a great job in the classroom and, kind of building his program from the inside out, and we've learned so much just under him of, what academics mean for you, how to sell players, how to get them recruited, going to all these clinics and recruiting fairs and all this stuff. Coach Ashby coming with us, he handled a lot of that at Walker Valley with the recruiting coordinator title, and, he's still doing that here. He's in communication with colleges all the time, and we're showcasing our guys as much as we can. We're trying to build profiles and social media and all that stuff and just brand these guys and get them out there like they've never been before. If he wants to kind of touch on that.
And Coach, that other microphone there, you're good to use either one of those for you guys, so you don't have to.
Yes, the classroom and recruiting has kind of taken off at Ray County, which we're super excited about. We actually, this spring, we have a kid that we think can play at the next level, and I pulled his transcripts, immediately pulled him in. I said, hey, listen, ain't nobody going to recruit you with a 2.0 GPA. I mean, it just is what it is. So, we got him in summer school. We got his credits back up, and of course, now he's walking around like a 2.4, 2.5. So that's great. Now we can actually, publicize it and put him out there and stuff like that. And then you were talking about the community earlier. I don't know if me and Coach Harvey has paid for dinner in Ray County since we've got there, honestly. I mean, every time we walk in, like, hey, coaches, can we buy your dinner and stuff like that? And they're excited. And, we got the Jamboree this Friday. It's a live scrimmage, a live game, which we're super excited about it. Everything's live, and I can't wait to see the band's going to be there, right, Coach, and cheerleaders. So we're excited to see the community actually fill up the stadium and go from there. But as of academics and recruiting, it is taking off. We're starting to roll for bad grades and all that good stuff. And knock on wood, we haven't had too many kids rolling so far, so that's good.
I know, and this question is, not for all four of you guys. Obviously, I know your coach's answer, right? We're going to play one game at a time. But September 27th is coming, and that's going to be Walker Valley. I know that game has to be a little bit circled on the calendar for you guys, but it also has to be circled a little bit for your players as well to say, hey, we're going to go out there and try and win this one for Coach.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this, but I've legit not even thought about past Saudi Daisy. Game one under our belt, like you said, that's real. Like, first game coaching, being the head coach in a new community, all eyes are on that one. You can't drop game one. You get ran out of town. It really is Friday Night Lights. The town does shut down, and here comes everybody. But it's exciting. It's obviously going to be in the back of your head. That's going to be a fun week. I can already hear their coaches calling us on Sunday, us calling them on Sunday, giving each other a hard time. So that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. Believe it or not, we're not going to blow it up and make it a big deal. Other people will. Our guys will play hard. Hopefully they play hard every week for us as coaches, and then we have their backs as well as coaches for the players. But we're going to definitely circle game one before we focus on anybody else. You guys want to touch on any of
that? Coach, talk a little bit about the building process. When you arrived at Ray County, I think we were running about 30 on the roster from last year. Talk about how you went about getting that developed up to what are you running now?
Yeah, for sure. we're sitting at about 82 on our roster now. We've lost a few along the way. We have 29 freshmen, which is exciting. You know, one of the first things I did when I got hired is went to all 3 of the middle schools and, you know, just introduced myself and talked about the excitement of football and how things will change. And, you know, change is not always good. Change doesn't always equal wins and all that stuff. But there is a different level of excitement for me and for, you know, the community, which is nice. You know, we got in the hallways. We went to the basketball coaches, baseball coaches, tried to build relationships with them. Ultimately, that's what everything's about. You know, if coaches trust you, if players trust you, they want to play for you. If it seems exciting, looks exciting, they want to play for you. So once you get them there, you know, you got to essentially recruit to keep them. So, you know, you got to build relationships with them. You got to promote them. You got to always, you know, be there for them. And you know, we try to do a good job of that to maintain our numbers.
Can you kind of talk a little bit about your key players, besides the 2 up here on the stage, offense and defense, and where the strength of your team is?
Yeah, I really hope it's offensive line. That's probably where we're the deepest. That's definitely where we're the loudest in practice. Our guys talk a lot to each other. You know, it starts with our center, Ty Masters. He's a senior, played a lot of football. You know, these guys have been together a long time, him and Ty, taking snaps. You know, he understands what we're trying to accomplish as good as any player we have. On the defensive line side, you know, we've got a lot of upperclassmen there as well. Blake Maynard coming back off injury is going to play our weak side end. He's a strong, athletic kid that can, you know, run and tackle and strong and checks all those boxes. Chase Wilkie, Hayden Futrell, also at D-line. You know, we're 3 down front. So those guys are going to occupy a lot of space and hopefully keep guys like Xander Yeager, probably our one of our leaders on our team, at Mike linebacker, clean and let him go get a lot of people on the ground. So it's kind of where we're at with our other guys. Offensively, you know, he's going to be targeting Keyshawn a lot. We have a younger group at receiver. Aiden Wilkerson, obviously, he's probably our big play threat. He's made a lot of plays here at Ray County over the last couple of years, and he's as explosive as any player we have on our team. He got loose in the spring game. He's made big plays in every scrimmage we've had that he's played in, and you know, he's been coming off injury, so we're looking forward to getting him back this week and kind of see what he can do going into game 1.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Coach Harvey. We appreciate that, and also Ray County, and that is going to do it for us here today. Again, a big thank you to Lifecare Centers of America, to their president, Todd Fletcher, to all of the people who do a lot more work than he does, quite frankly. No. Anyway, thanks to Lifecare Centers of America and all of our friends here for hosting us today. Don't forget a complete recap of today's activities on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, which you can listen to, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.com around the area. And Josh and Andy and those guys will do it on the drive later this afternoon. All right, for all of us at Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv, have a great day, everybody.
Hey, it's Josh with exciting news from Wholesale Supply. I want to introduce you to Piper's Picks, now available in our Chattanooga, Cleveland, and Dalton markets. Thanks to our partnership with Piper Strummett and our friends at Progress Lighting, Piper's Picks brings you the latest trends and styles in decorative lighting. Browse our curated selection in our showrooms and make lighting your project easier than ever. Visit Wholesale Supply today and discover Piper's Picks, where style meets innovation. To find out more information and a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck, it's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted, and they found me that truck.
When the classic flavors of bacon, lettuce, and tomato meet the classic goodness of Hardee's Frisco lineup, you get instant summer favorites. Introducing Hardee's Frisco BLT Angus Burger and Frisco BLT Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Thank you, Cleveland and Bradley County, for supporting Vendor Realty for the last 55 years. More than ever, we are ready and prepared to help our community be home. The real estate market is changing and evolving, and the Vendor Realty family is ready to help navigate today's market by providing professional, knowledgeable, and resourceful advisors to help your dream of calling someplace home. For all things real estate, be home with Vendor Realty, 425 25th Street, 423-472-2173, vendor-realty.com.
This is John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway, and we will overpay for your old car today. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted, all trade-ins are welcome. Just bring us your old car as is. Don't even wash it. You'll be shocked of how much I'm willing to pay for your old car in any condition. Come see me, John Davis, the trade-in man for Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where selling your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank account's too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. Boom, boom.
Welcome back to the WCLE High School Football Media Day postgame show. Big day today. We had over 13 schools here at Lifecare Centers of America corporate office here in Bradley County in Cleveland. This WCLE High School Football Media Day sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group and our friends at Mountain View Nissan as well. Joining me now, Steve Hartline, who is the hostess with the mostest today. And obviously this thing kicked off at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's now 2 o'clock. We took a long break there. It kind of flew through. But the great thing is that almost every single team that we invited to this show was here today.
Yeah. The thing that we've been doing at WCLE since 1957, going way back, is really the same today. First of all, creating community, but secondly is spotlighting student athletes, spotlighting coaches, spotlighting families. And Josh, and of course Wholesale Supply Group and what you guys mean to this entire endeavor is we are all about the student athletes. And we feel like when we get a chance like this today to bring 13 schools from around the area to hear from their coaches, it's a rare opportunity to bring everybody together, and we did that, and I thought it was a great success. And I'll tell you, speaking with Todd Fletcher earlier today, the president of Lifecare, this is going to be a long-time tradition, and we're going to be adding some other sports to that also.
Oh, is that breaking news right now?
Breaking news.
That's great. And I think one of the big things, too, is a lot of people who are a part of the WCLE family of stations, whether they're on Mix or whether they're on ESPN or Fiesta or they're on on Mix TV, a lot of people expect to always see Bradley Central, Cleveland High School, Walker Valley High School. But talk about some of the other teams that were here today and what it means to be able to kind of bring them in the fold of high school football, of WCLE Sports Media Day in this area and in this community for Southeast Tennessee.
Yeah, we have relationships with all of them and have for many, many years. But to bring them here today on a day like this is extra special. And here we are. I mean, my goodness, we're exactly 1 week out from high school football beginning. And you heard that term, if you've been watching our coverage today, Friday Night Lights. And it truly is such a special time. Yes, East Hamilton High School, to have them come up, we appreciate them so much. East Ridge, I tell you, I was very impressed by their coach, Coach Barger, their Hickson High School, and of course Chattanooga Howard. What a great tradition, the Hustlin' Tigers of Chattanooga Howard, and that new turf that he talked about. Meigs County making the trip over, McMinn County High School, where Bo Cagle told me he left his helmet. I'm holding it for ransom. It's just fine. Ottawa High School, of course, and also Red Bank. My goodness, Coach Gatewood, are you kidding me?
Long time, big time name, and that's one of the big things. And I know, and then we just had Ray County here as well. There was new coaches, first-year coaches, but there was also some coaches like Coach Gatewood and Coach Floyd, obviously with Bradley Central, long-time coaches, historic names in high school football in Southeast Tennessee.
It's a beautiful tradition, and it's passed down all these years. And you know what? The biggest new thing for us is really what's behind us here, ESPN. So having that, to be able to take the biggest name in sports, worldwide probably, ESPN Cleveland, or ESPN, and bringing it to Cleveland, and bringing ESPN Radio back. And we got a lot of plans, obviously, for this coming season, and what you and Andy are doing with the drive every day at 5 o'clock to really sum up what's happening locally. Man, I could not be more excited about this high school football season. And, of course, Bradley Central will continue. It's the same station, 101.3 FM, but now on ESPN Cleveland. Cleveland High School on Mix 104.1. Walker Valley High School on Sports 99.1. And then I understand you, me, and the other Curly Joe. Whatever. What's his name?
Stephen Shelton. Yeah, we'll get into that in just a minute.
All
but
right,
something else I want to ask you about as well. MixTV.tv. It was something that you undertook a few years ago to really create, and I know that Austin Chadwick and Gideon Ratcliffe have been really the driving force behind that for the WCLE family. But this year, there's going to be something a little bit different on MixTV.tv for high school football. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're going to. So we are working with Bradley, Cleveland, Walker Valley, and McMinn County High School. Those schools are going to be streaming all of their games through our TV platform, which means what that means is when they do video, it'll be there. Now, we'll obviously have our 8 games that we produce independently, but then even if they don't do video, we're still going to stream the audio. So you can count on going every week to mixtv.tv, watching. You'll be able to select what game you want to see and go back and forth if you'd like. Plus, our Southeast Tennessee Football Headquarters page will be scrolling scores on the Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland scoreboard. And, of course, it's all supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. But it's a brand new way of doing it.
And so there's 4 teams this year.
Yep.
And I think after today, next year, there might be about 5 or 6 more.
I think you're right.
I know I talked with some of the coaches today, and they found out kind of what Bradley and Cleveland and Walker Valley and also what McMinn County are doing with MixTV.tv. And I know that there is a lot of people who are interested. And I think that just talks about not just the power of what MixTV, the WCLE family does when it comes to the audience size or people watching and high school football, but I think it talks about the testament of what you mentioned earlier is about what the history of WCLE is. It's not that, yes, I'm thankful to be a part of ESPN Cleveland, and yes, we sell ads, and yes, we play ads, and yes, we got to do those things, but we partner with people, and I truly believe that WCLE partners with so many great advertisers, and the only reason that they do that, and the only reason those advertisers partner with you guys is because of your impact on the community and what you guys do, especially for high school athletes, what you guys do for high school students and teachers and educators, but being able to give them a platform to be able to share their talents with the world.
I wish you were this nice in real life. I don't know. You're not, there's not an election. Are you all right?
I'm serious.
Oh, you are serious?
That's why I spend all my money with you.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. Look, we are, no. And let me say, I'm just the loudest member of this crew, and you know this personally. But these guys, and let me tell you something, Ashley Flowers, I give her a hard time, and she deserves it because she's so mean to me. However, she directed this whole thing today, and I was so proud of her. And you talk about partnerships. Look, we couldn't do it without our partners. But I do think that when you look at a Lifecare, and you look at, when I walked through the other room, could get in here, I instantly think about the Empty Stocking Fund. Because that's where we ended. We have for 20 years probably. There's just so many wonderful people who we all come together, and we're going to put that spotlight on these students. And I do think of course, with Wholesale Supply Group, going back to your granddad, going back before that, over 80 years now. That's always been your guys' passion. It's our passion, but it's so many great people. But we've got a great team here, and these guys running around here, I'm very proud of them.
Absolutely. Real quick, we want to mention a few things to you. Starting on August 30th, that's going to be our MixedTV.tv rivalry games. It's going to be Cleveland High School at McMinn County. We're going to be in September 6th, Walker Valley at Cleveland High School. September 13th, Walker Valley at Bradley Central. September 20th, Ottawa at Walker Valley. On the 27th of September, McMinn County at Ottawa. Then we're going to head over to Meigs County on October 18th to see Meigs County take on Polk County at home there. And then the big game that a lot of people care about in this area, October 25th, Cleveland High at Bradley Central. We'll also have a game on November 1st. It's a flex game, waiting for playoff implications throughout the season to see where Mixed TV will be that day. And those games will all start around 7 o'clock, but starting at 6 p.m., countdown to kickoff with Stephen Shelton and Denny Collins and a guest host will be every Mixed TV rivalry game. So coverage will start on Mixed TV at 6 p.m. with countdown to kickoff as well.
You say it, and you say it seriously. I mean, Shelton and Denny.
Listen, I'm trying to do a job here.
How many people said no? I mean, come on. Hey, 2 years in a row we've started in Athens. Remember we started last year?
We did, and it was a great time.
Remember that? Boo and Bradley and all of them. And let me tell you something. Cleveland High School, I think they're going to have a good team this year. McMahon, boy, you heard Bo Cagle. You heard Chandler Tygart earlier, second one up today. There's so much passion, so much pride in these teams. You know that?
Yes, absolutely.
It's really something.
We want to say thank you again to the 13 schools that showed up here today to the WCLE High School Football Media Day. I want to say thanks to Gideon Ratcliffe, Ryan Felton, Austin Chadwick, Ashley Flowers, Sheridan Gaither. Stephen Shelton was here earlier for our pregame show.
Really?
He was.
I know I smell something.
To Steve Hartline, I'm Josh Rogers. Thank you for joining us today. High school football is right around the corner. You can catch The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 from 5 to 6, Monday through Thursday. We'll have live coverage today from 5 to 6 talking about the event today here at the WCLE High School Football Media Day. It'll be me, myself, Andy Morris, and Stephen Shelton will be on that show this afternoon. We'll see you there. Thank you again so much for joining us.